What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Facility Management Marketing Podcast. I'm your host, Javier, and I feel like it's been a while since I've actually delivered some new content. And the reason I say this is because we're like a few days away from July, and I was on vacation 2 weeks ago for a whole week. Been kind of out of pocket on some stuff. I did a whole bunch of batch recordings on some episodes, what you guys have been listening to over these past few weeks. And so I'm in the process of doing the same thing again to kind of get myself prepared to get me through the rest of the summer as well. And so it just feels weird putting my headphones on and getting in front of a mic again and delivering some really great stuff out there. So, excuse me. So, with that, I want to say welcome back to another episode. I'm glad to be talking to everybody. And so what I want to do is this next episode is about getting more facility management business reviews for your facility company. And a lot of times, people in the facility world don't really take reviews very seriously. And I think the reason they don't take it as seriously is because they don't think of themselves as like a B2C type of company, because you're a B2B, like you work with businesses, like with FMs and stuff like that. And that's fine. Totally get that, totally respect that, understand, get it, whatever. However, people still do review searches on your business. And there are ways to kind of manipulate your reviews, like to basically not take online reviews by essentially deleting your Google business profile and not taking reviews on Facebook and other profiles out there. You can really go that route, but do you really want to do you really want to do that? Do you really want to basically take away the opportunity for happy customers to express how much they've enjoyed working with you? And do you want to take away the ability of people that are researching your business to actually dig in deeper and learn more about your facility company? And so I would argue that you should be making a priority to getting online reviews for your facility company. And this should be a top-notch priority, meaning you should be focusing after every project that is fulfilled or done, and that is difficult and challenging. You should be requesting reviews. And this is huge. This is such an important piece to the marketing puzzle, to the sales puzzle, that a lot of facility companies really underestimate this. And so what I want to do is I want to throw out some stats really fast here, okay? So, if you were simply able to get your business to go from, say, like, let's say your facility company has like a 3-star review. Let's just use that 3-star for an example. If you're able to get your 3-star review company from 3 stars to 4 stars, just jump up 1 star, you're going to be able to increase your revenue by as much as 9%. This is a fact. Okay, these are stats that I'm reading here that I've put together. I used to actually work for a company that sold a review product. And we put all these stats together to sell more of this product. So think about that. If you just got 1-star improvement, so if you went from 3 to 4, what if you went from 4 to 5? Think about that. You can increase your revenue by another 9%. And you're thinking, how does it increase revenue? Because when people are doing research on your company and they're digging around, they're like, wow, look at all these reviews. This is amazing. And even the bad ones, the owner of the company is replying back and basically taking care of the situation, and then the person either goes back and leaves a review but says that this has been rectified and fixed. I mean, think about that. Like, that shows that business, the owner of the company or the executive, the CEO, is ingrained and is really in the business. Okay, here's another stat. 93% of customers read reviews before buying. These people are going to be your hot buyers. So that's a lot of people. Like 93% are actually reading these reviews. And it's so important to understand that even though you may not be pushing it, these folks are reading reviews. Let me give you some more stats here. According to a study from the Harvard Business School, a 1-star increase can propel your revenue from 5 to 9%. I just kind of went over that, right? So there was this company that the company I used to work for previously, before this role I'm working at RatMate, they went from a 3.2 star to a 4.1 star in just 30 days. And it's because they were able to get more 5-star reviews. All right, so let me give you some more stuff. Forbes reported that 94% of customers avoid businesses with negative reviews. That's insane. 94% of customers avoid businesses that get negative reviews. That's a lot of people. And so I'm not saying that don't ever get a negative review. I'm not saying that, like try to hide them or stuff like that, or do something unethical, but people read these negative reviews. Now, there's always that crazy person. I was almost going to say crazy Karen, but if we have a listener that's named Karen, I don't want to offend you by any means. So that crazy person, that leaves a negative review. All right. And we all kind of know who those people are, because they're like reviewing stuff that makes no sense. It's like someone says, I love the product, but it was delivered 10 minutes early. Okay. I don't understand why you're giving a negative review then. Why is it a 4-star versus a 5-star? But we all know those people. Here's another interesting fact here, or stat, is that 77% of customers believe that reviews that are older than 3 months are irrelevant. So they're looking for fresh reviews on a regular basis. These customers want to see recent reviews every 2, 3, 4 weeks on a regular basis. I mean, think about this. When I go shopping on Amazon, I'll review products. I'll look at the most recent, and then I'll see when was the most recent done. I don't filter by like 5 stars, 4 stars. I look at the most recent, and I was like, oh, okay, this was 2 weeks ago. All right, cool, this is legit. It's not like, they came out with a product and then like they got a bunch of reviews like the first 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and then they get no reviews after that because no one cared. It's an ongoing review process. Here's another stat. 89% of customers read 89% of consumers read businesses' responses to positive and negative reviews. That's a lot of people. That's almost 1 out of 10 people. I'm sorry. That's almost 9 out of 10 people that read a response from a business owner to reviews that are positive or negative. So that means that you should be actually replying to these reviews. Like, you should be taking the time to reply to them. And 45% of consumers say that they're more likely to visit a business if it actually responds to a negative review. Think about that. It's because you're engaged. It's because you care, okay? And I'm reading all these stats to sell you on the fact that online reviews matter for your facility company. They're really important. And it's a great way to basically make it way easier for your sales team to sell. And it's a way easier way to make your marketing team to market your product or services. I mean, think about this. If you offer 5-star service, I mean, at RatMate, we say 6-star service because we're trying to go above and beyond. But if you offer 5-star service, okay, and then customers are raving about it, and if for any reason the customer has a bad experience, which happens, we all do this, like everyone has a bad experience, okay? But then like the CEO, the owner, they take initiative and they address it. It then changed the whole perspective of the entire company. The entire company is now engaged in like, oh man, our CEO is working to change this 1-star review to a 5-star review, or trying to go from a 1-star review and just wiping that review out. And so what's happening here is that they start seeing the CEO making this, not like taking it personal, but making it an initiative to deliver the best service possible. Okay. And I'm going to tell you some stories here in a little bit, but the benefits of reviews is that it's going to make it easier for your sales team to sell, because when someone sees these reviews, or if someone says, hey, I'm interested in, your services for facility services, and I'm just kind of still on the fence. I'm not sure. Hey, have you, in the salesperson, John, whatever, can easily say, hey, have you taken the time to go on Google and look at our online reviews? And the person might be like, no, I haven't. Hey, let's go there really quick. Just type in our company, ABC Facility Services. Don't put .com, but ABC Facility Services pops up. And you see those 42 reviews. They're all 5 stars, and those are all of our customers. And the person's gonna be like, oh, you guys really do great service. And they're gonna read through it. And they're like, oh man, this is amazing. You do all these things? Oh my gosh. And so what that does, it makes it easier for your sales team to sell. For your marketing team, what this does is it gives us ammunition. Because if you're putting a marketing campaign together and you're trying to sell a service or a product that you offer, and you're trying to get testimonials, you might get a review that addresses that service or product that you're selling. You can take a couple of screenshots of them because it's going to be logoed with Google and stuff like that, and you put it into your marketing collateral. That makes it way easier because now you have proof of concept. You have that, hey, people have used this and they trust it and they like it. And so that's the benefits of reviews, is that it makes it easier to sell and market your services. Okay? And so where should you have the reviews? In my opinion, right now, I'd focus on one platform only, Google. And the reason I say this is that Google has made it very clear, Google has made it very clear that they look at online reviews, okay, and use it as part of their ranking for search results, for their SERPs, search engine results page. They use online reviews as part of how they deliver the results of your business on local search or even on national search. So what that means is that when someone is when someone is looking for a service that offers, like, say, facility services for your company or within your area, and they type in certain names or keywords or whatever, and your business pops up and there's reviews, yours might show up a lot higher than maybe your competitors in a local area because you have more reviews, and vice versa. Yours might show up lower if your competitor has more reviews that are good. And so I'm bringing this up because reviews should, in essence, you should have your reviews in a lot of different channels. But in reality, I would say that 99% of facility managers are using Google to find a facility business to help them solve some sort of problem. That's what Google is usually used for, is to solve a problem. It's like, how do I find this? Or how do I buy this? Or, you see what I'm saying? So the intent is different versus, like, say, like Facebook, or LinkedIn doesn't have any review platform, or like Yelp, that's more like B2C. And so you want to use Google's review platform because A, it's going to increase your search engine results. It's going to increase your rankings on the search, okay? B, most people are looking online on Google to find services for facility management, all right? So your business is going to pop up, all right? And so, those are the two big reasons, of why, and then I would say where to get the review. So focus on Google. I would highly just focus on Google, and that's it. And there's different strategies on how to get more reviews. I'm going to explain that in just a bit, but really work on making it an initiative to getting online reviews for your business on a regular basis. I'm serious about this. This should be one of your key things that you do in 2022. Is getting more online reviews. I'm dead serious when I say this. This could be a game changer and set you apart from everybody else. Okay? All right, so softwares to get more reviews. So there's all sorts of review platforms out there. And I'm going to give a plug for my former company that I used to work for, called Anchorwave. They basically, one of their entry-level products is called ReviewLead. And so ReviewLead is designed to help create and expedite and get more reviews for your business. And so it's a really simple product, okay? And it's actually very cost effective in my opinion. But the best way I can explain this is that, let's say you have 500 customers, okay? And they may not all be active at the moment, or maybe they are, I don't know. But let's just say you have 500 customers. If you contact ReviewLead, or if you contact Anchorwave to use their product called ReviewLead, and I'll give you a link to the site as well too in here in a bit. They would take your 500 customers that are currently using your product and services, and then they would actually contact them on your behalf as though they are your business, as though they're ABC Facility Services, and they would send out emails, like a drip email campaign, and then a drip SMS campaign to help get more reviews. And so, like, if you have 500, they might spread it out, maybe like 30 review requests in 30 days, okay? And they'll focus on those 30, and then the next 30 in the next 30 days, and the next 30 in the next 30 days. And the reason they do this is because it trickles in. and it's an ongoing amount of reviews on a regular basis versus like a whole batch of like 50 that just came in. Okay. So it's really important to understand that you don't want to get these reviews like all at once. You want to get these reviews spaced out. And so ReviewLead essentially does all that stuff, and you don't do really anything. You just got to provide a list. You got to do a couple other things. And then after that, they monitor your reviews. They let you know whenever you got new reviews. They let you know if there's any kind of negative reviews, that sort of stuff. Now, the beauty about ReviewLead as well too is that you can focus on whatever platform you want to get reviews on. So if you just want to focus on Google, whenever you request a review, it will just send them to the Google platform to write a review, and then it posts it on there. And then they'll also take that review and put it onto your website. So you can have like abcfacilityservices.com/reviews. And then people can read reviews about your business. Like all the active reviews are like, oh man, this is from yesterday. This is from 2 weeks ago. This is from 3 months ago. And they're reading these reviews. And so as a sales team, you can use that as like a sales tool as well too. And then here's the beauty about the other part of it is that it filters reviews as well. So what it does is that if someone gives a negative review, then it puts them into like a queue in a sense where they can fill out their information, their contact info, and then a box that's just an open comment box, and they can express what their problem is. And then that review does not actually go to Google or whatever review platform you're using. It gets into a holding pattern. It notifies the owner, the contact owner of this account, and then that owner can then contact the customer to address what's going on. Because usually most people that leave a negative review, it's not because they're trying to actually harm the company, it's because they want to be heard. Most people that leave a negative review just want to be heard. That's it. Okay? And I can tell you a few stories about this here in just a few minutes, because I'm going to be tying some of this stuff with RapMate as well too. But I just think about that. These reviews that are going out there, the negative reviews that you see, it's because the person just wanted to be heard. That's it. Had the owner done something about it, contacted the customer, tried to rectify the situation, try to fix the situation, that sort of stuff, it could have been removed. I'm not saying it's going to be, but it could have been. With ReviewLead, the beauty about this is that it allows you to filter negative reviews. Now, I'm not saying that they can't go out there and give a negative review. They can literally go to Google if they wanted to, find your business, go in there, put a negative review, and just call it what it is, which could happen a lot. And that's fine. But this is going to help you kind of almost avoid getting those negative reviews. All right. So that's the software you can use. We use a software called reviews.io. Now, I'm not going to lie, I would not recommend using them. I'm not a big fan of the product. We're already kind of knee deep using the system, and we've already built in development time to have this review page that's like feeding from this product. And you're like, why didn't you use the other company? I'm like, I know I probably should have. I just didn't. All right. So we're saving a little bit of money, like about $100 a month, I think. But there's some processes that are just kind of annoying, and we might be shifting away from this software and going to ReviewLead in the near future. So there are other review products out there. Look, let's see, like Trustpilot, I believe. There's a lot of other review, like just type in like review platforms and just do your research, but those are the two that, like, one that we've sold and then one that I currently use. The one that I sold through Anchorwave, it's great. Now you could also, if you're tech savvy and you want to kind of like handle some of this stuff, you can use the third-party product that ReviewLead is selling. And I mean, you'll save, I don't know, 20, 30, 40, $50 or something like that. But then you just got to be tech savvy and you got to take on a little bit more extra work. So in my opinion, it's almost worth it for you to just outsource this piece of the business, because these reviews will make you more money than you can imagine. I mean, I already read you stats about this, okay? So how can you get more online reviews? Pretty simple. The software is really critical. You want to focus on getting a software solution to do this, because with technology, it's going to make it way easier, okay? Number two, there's another way of doing this, is email signatures. In your email signature, you can basically create a review it says, hey, how was your online experience? Or how was your experience with our facility company? And then you can put a thumbs up and a thumbs down there. And it can be like a green thumbs up and a red thumbs down. The green thumbs up takes them to Google's review platform. And then because you can like take the link from the reviews there and you can actually post it into your business. The other option is then send it to whatever the platform, but then the red thumbs down takes them to like a filtering form. So what we're using at Wrapmate is we're taking those people that leave a negative review and we're putting it into HubSpot, and then our CEO addresses those personally. Okay, and he addresses them, calls them, tries to see what we can do to fix it, everything. Okay, so that's one way of getting reviews as well too, is putting in your email signatures. And so those are going to be great. Another way you can do this is after the service is done. So maybe you have an automated email that's sent out to the customer, and that email just says, hey, John, you just want to check in and see how everything's going. Hope you enjoyed your service with ABC Facility Services. And, we were asking to see if you'd be willing to give us a review on Google. And here's a link so you can write a review. So they write the review. And then, or it's like, if you didn't feel the service was adequate, here's a link and let us know, and give us some feedback on how we can improve. And then they would take them to like a filtered form. We're doing something like this very similar at Wrapmate, where we're sending emails to a batch of about 133 customers, about 130. And we sent them like a series of emails to request reviews. And we're going to be sending a series of text messages as well too to request reviews as well. They're all going towards to the review page on Google so they can actually write a review. And we're sending these out on a regular basis. Like I would say like once every week or every couple weeks. And then once we go through all those, like the ones that we know for a fact that we can probably get a review out of these folks, then we're going to go to after some other folks that are like on the fence and see if we can get some more reviews out of those people. And so that's kind of what we're doing. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some customers that have not had a very good experience. And so they've had a wrap and it's been great. But their experience is probably below par, if you will. And so those folks, we're not going to go asking for a review. So what's going on is that our team looks through the customer list and says like, yeah, let's not ask for them and not them and not them. Is this bad? Not necessarily. What it is just we're trying to fix this anyways. If you heard that snoring, it's my dog in the background. So we're trying to fix our team as well too, just to make sure we give a better 5-star experience across the board. And it's not going to happen all the time. There's always, let's face it, there's always setbacks. Okay, in the facility world, there's always setbacks. In the vinyl wrap world, there's always setbacks, and sometimes it's not the best experience in the world, but we're still striving to do that. So like what we did is we segmented the list of customers that we finished projects for, the ones that we know for a fact that we can probably get a review from them, or they, it was a great experience. And then there's another group of people that were like, we know it was a good experience, but we just don't remember. Like it was so long ago that we don't even know what we wrapped, what the whole conversation was. Like we just don't know. And on top of the fact that we changed into a new platform in like January, February with HubSpot, a lot of this old data doesn't reside in HubSpots. And so that's kind of part of the challenge as well too. So anyways, that group, we're going to be sending them different emails as well. And then there's a group of folks that that less than satisfactory experience. We won't be sending them a request for review. I mean, we try to fix everything, and some of them are like, it's just not going to work, whatever it is. But that's a great way to start, is to essentially go after your list of contacts that for a fact will leave you a review. What we do as well too is that we would go in, and anyone that leaves us a review, we'll go and give a review for their business as well. So then we'll review their business because they're a B2B company, and we'll just give them a 5-star, and that's just what it is. And it's just a really good way of like, hey, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And it's not one of those like, I'll only give you a review if you give me one. It's not that, but it's more reciprocity. It's just to help somebody else out as well too. Another way that we get reviews as well is our account management team. So our account management team helps our clients go through the vehicle wrapping process, and they work with them and etc. And then towards the end, whenever the wrap is done, they check in to see how everything's going, and they'll just drop it in there. Be like, hey, do you mind giving us a review with your experience? Because this has been a really challenge, but you've been amazing, and then we've been doing everything to make you happy. Can you go to Google and here's a link and just give us a quick little 5-star review? And usually they do that. And so doing all these things is gonna really propel the reviews, and then the company gets all involved in it. Now, let me give you some disclaimers here. We've gotten some negative reviews on Google and on Facebook, and they've shown up on there. And so what we've done is I notify Chris immediately, who's our CEO, and I'm like, Chris, can you see what's going on with this customer? And he is on it. He drops everything to address the reviews. He calls them, he emails them, he talks to them, he learns about what the problem is, he talks to the AM team to see what's going on, he talks to the designers, he talks to the operation team, he finds out all of the information, and then he talks to the customer. And then he goes, hey, this is what what's going on. What would make this, what could we do to help, make this better? And he asks the customer questions. And I kid you not, there's been a few, 2 or 3 maybe, that the customer that left a negative review was like, I just wanted to be heard. I'm not even trying to leave you guys a negative review because I don't like you guys. I just want to be heard. That's it. And so whenever our CEO is calling and he's listening, and then he fixes it and gives them either a discount or makes it right, all of a sudden that review's gone. Now, it's not hey, we'll only fix this if you take that review down. It's not that. It's literally, it's the conversation is very just nonchalant, and then the customer's like, hey, I'm really sorry I left you guys a negative review, but I really appreciate you working with me and making this right. I'm going to take that review down. And that's usually how it goes. And it's amazing because these customers are seeing the true service that we're trying to give. Now, again, we're not going to always be perfect. We're humans. We're going to make mistakes. But what I'm trying to get to is that we're doing everything we can to keep a strong 5-star review. A 5-star rating on our Google business profile. And so we went from, when I started on January 31st, we went from 7 reviews, and now to date, it's almost July. It's June 27th. So what's that? February, March, April, May, June. 5 months. In 5 months, we went from 7 to 41 reviews. And we're going to be getting another influx probably in the next few days. The reason I say that is because we have about 120 SMS messages going out tomorrow. And then another follow up to those SMS messages from tomorrow, another week from next week after the 4th of July. So we are anticipating probably another, I would say anywhere from 5 to 10 more reviews from these SMS messages. So that would take us from 7 to 50. Okay. The goal for us internally is to get to 100. And if we get to 100, the reason is because then we can use those online reviews, those 5 stars. We can use that as part of our Google Ads campaign as well too, where they can show that in the Google Ads. Pretty cool, right? And so imagine that, 100 reviews, in your Google Ads, and they're all 4 and 5 stars. And what we also do is I take the time, I reply back to every single review, and I use their name. And if I know about the project, I'm like, that is a sweet project. Our design team was so excited about this, and I'll talk about it. And then I also put keywords inside the review. So we're trying to rank for vehicle wraps. Guess what I put in there? Hey, your vehicle wrap looks amazing. We're trying to rank for van wraps. Hey, your van wrap looks amazing. I do that sort of stuff. And I reply to every single one of them. It may not be the same day. It might be a week later, but I reply to all of them. I take the time to reply to every single one of those. Even those that don't even leave us a review, they leave us a 5-star review, but they don't leave a comment. I'll reply to them and be like, hey, John, really appreciate the 5-star review. Hope you enjoyed your vehicle wrap. See, so plugging in the keywords. And that's exactly how you do it, guys. That's exactly how you create a review system for your company. Now, there's more to it, and I'm giving you a very high level, like just like, back of a napkin kind of approach on how to do this. And, when we implemented this in our company, this became top priority. And so we have now to the point where we have a specific page like ratmade.com/reviews where people can go on there and read all of our reviews. They're all live. They're all active. And then we're creating another page where we can send folks to like a page that says like, review us. So it'd be like ratmade.com/review-us, for instance. And then they would either click on the thumbs up to give us a review on Google or the thumbs down, which takes them to a form on HubSpot. So there are some manual processes that I actually took for our company to do, but it gives us a little bit more control on what's going on. And it allows our team to kind of, I guess the best way to put it is like, get ourselves to get the best reviews possible. Now, I will make this very clear. Some folks say like, well, too many 5-star reviews make you like make people like, oh, like, is this fake? Here's the thing. I read you stats already, okay, about people not buying from, companies that have negative reviews. Here's the other part. Like, we had a customer that read one of our online reviews that was a negative, okay, which is gone now because our team fixed it. But he read it and he had cold feet contacting us because of the one review. Mind you, we had 40 plus reviews that were all 5-star. But that one review made that person kind of like, I don't know if I should contact them. I'm a little scared to use them. So I'm not saying that you can only get 5-star reviews. I'm not implying that. What I'm trying to imply is that you should do everything you can to keep it scotch-free and keep 5-star reviews or 4-star or whatever it is, but keep them solid. Because someone was trying to tell me this, well, businesses that have anywhere from 4.2 to 4.6 tend to look more trustworthy. That's great. But right now, we're a 3-year-old company that has limited reviews, and we're trying to increase our rankings. Like, we need everything to go right now. Like, we don't have the luxury of be like, it's just a 1-star, it's just one negative review out of our, 600 reviews. We don't have that luxury yet. But what we do have is we have the service to fix anything that goes wrong. Does that make sense? All right, so I hope this was informative. I know this was a little bit longer than what I anticipated. I thought this would be like a 20-minute podcast, but this was an important podcast. This has been a huge initiative in our company. I know at Anchorwave, where I used to work, I think that company's got like 240 reviews, and they use this exact same strategy for their company. They've gotten other companies like countless amount of reviews. I mean, we're talking like several thousands of reviews for customers for over the course of several years. And the reason is because it's a great product. Okay, so you using ReviewLead, I don't get anything out of it. So like, use it. Okay, so if you are interested in learning more about ReviewLead, just go to anchorwave.com /what? Anchorwave.com/ReviewLead. ReviewLead. It's singular, okay? Anchorwave.com/ReviewLead. Or you can just go to anchorwave.com and then tell them that I sent you, okay? So like, it probably would make them super duper happy, I hope, that they got a referral from me from this podcast. But yeah, use them. Tell them I sent you. And I don't know, they might send me like a gift card or something like that. I have no clue. But anyways, if you have any questions about this, let me know. Other than that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to everyone later.